What was the hardest part of adopting your child? The hardest part wasn't the paperwork or the waiting. It was watching my daughter struggle to trust that we wouldn't abandon her like her previous foster families had done 5 times before. When we first met Emma, she was 7 years old and sitting in the corner of the visitation room, methodically lining up colorful rocks she'd pulled from her backpack. The social worker whispered that she carried those rocks everywhere, one from each home she'd been in. I sat down beside her, not too close, and asked about her collection. She didn't look up, just shifted slightly away. My husband stayed by the door, sensing she needed space. The file said she'd been in the system since she was 3, bouncing between 5 different homes in 4 years. During our first month of visits, she barely spoke. She'd answer direct questions with 1 or 2 words, but never volunteered information. The social worker told us this was progress. With other potential families, she wouldn't speak at all. The day we brought her home, she walked through the house with her backpack clutched to her chest. When we showed her bedroom, the one we'd spent weeks painting and decorating, she just nodded and asked, "How long can I stay here?" My heart cracked right open. That first night, I found her sleeping on the floor beside her perfectly made bed. When I asked why, she whispered, "Easier to pack my stuff when it's time to go." My husband and I cried in the hallway, trying not to let her hear. Within 2 weeks, she'd established a routine. Every night, she'd pack all her clothes and toys into her backpack, ready to leave. Every morning, she'd unpack just enough for the day. She'd eat only what we put on her plate, never asking for seconds, even when she was still hungry. The first time I found her hiding food in her dresser drawers, I didn't say anything. I just started leaving healthy snacks in her room, with notes saying, "Extra if you get hungry." It took 3 months before she stopped hiding granola bars under her pillow. When my mom visited and tried to hug her, Emma completely shut down. She retreated to her room and stayed there for hours. Later, she asked if Grandma was going to be her new mom now. It took so much explaining to help her understand that wasn't how families worked. 6 months in, she got sick with the flu. Despite having a fever of 102, she insisted on going to school. "If I'm too much trouble, people don't want me anymore," she explained matter-of-factly, while barely able to stand. I held her while she threw up, assuring her being sick wasn't being trouble. The worst moment came when she spilled juice on our cream-colored couch. Her face went white with fear. Before we could react, she'd grabbed her backpack and was standing by the front door, waiting to be taken back to the social worker. My husband knelt down and showed her how easily it cleaned up, but she didn't really believe him. Our first Christmas together, she seemed confused by the presents. She opened each one cautiously, as if expecting a trick. When she realized they were actually for her, she tried to hide how overwhelmed she felt. That night, I found her sleeping on her bedroom floor, surrounded by unwrapped gifts, like she was guarding them. After about 10 months, things started to shift. She began leaving a few clothes in her dresser overnight. She asked for seconds at dinner once, small things that felt enormous. The breakthrough came when she got into an argument with another girl at school. She came home expecting punishment, maybe even to be sent away. Instead, we talked through it, helped her write an apology note. That night was the first time she slept in her bed. On the 1-year anniversary of her adoption, she presented us with 3 small rocks, one for each of us, painted in bright colors. "This means we're staying together," she said, placing them on the mantel. My husband couldn't hold back his tears. She still has moments of doubt. Last week, after I got frustrated about homework, she quietly packed a small bag. It breaks my heart how quickly that old fear returns, but now she lets us reassure her. Progress isn't linear. Yesterday, she left her backpack open in the living room. Inside, I glimpsed her collection of rocks, now labeled with dates and small notes. The newest one had our address written on it, and one word,